Hey guys, if you're interested in any figures or figure accessories that I have currently up for sale, go ahead and send me an email. Just go to my channel page on YouTube and go to the About section, click on that, and you'll be able to get in touch with me. Huh? Oh, I wonder who that could be. Huh. Well, look at what we have here.
That better not be another Hot Toys figure.
And there we have it. How's it going, my fellow collectors and my fellow gamers as well? I am back with another unboxing and review video. And this time it's going to be of the PS5 PlayStation console. This review is going to be a little different, obviously, because it's not your standard review. We're going to go ahead and get this review going. Since this doesn't have a source information category per se, we're going to skip right over that category. And we're going to go right into the packaging category. As you can see, it's got an image of the PS5 console on the left. It says PS5, PlayStation 5 on the right. You get the warning information on the bottom right, the Sony logo on the top left, and it says 8K, 4K, 120, HDR on the top right. So that's very high resolution. And on the top of the box, it says PS5, PlayStation 5 again, the Sony logo on the top left, and then you get the carry handle right there in the center. On one side, you get an image of the PS5 console, and as you can see, this is the disc version. It's not the digital edition. And again, it says PS5, PlayStation 5 on the bottom, and on the top, you get the Sony logo again. On the other side, it says PS5, PlayStation 5 again. And on the bottom, it describes to you the contents of what's inside the package. And again, the Sony logo on the top. And on the back, it shows another image of the PlayStation 5 console and the controller. It says play like never before. You get the quality sealed sticker here to show you that this is an authentic console. And then they give you a description here. If you guys want to pause that, you can pause it and read it on up. The Sony Interactive Entertainment logo, the Dolby logo, the DTS HD logo, and the HDMI logo. And then you get more stuff that nobody really reads. Another barcode. And there's a little note for PS4 owners that you can transfer your data from the PS4 to the PS5. So that's about it for the packaging. So let's crack this baby open and see what's inside. Alright, so before we move on to the main console, I want to show you guys what's inside the box within the box. Here we go. So first we have our instruction manuals. This is the quick start guide, and this is the safety guide. So yeah. And then we have the cord for the outlet, the power outlet, and then we have the disc stand, which the console is placed upon so it doesn't get all scratched up. I'll show you guys that once we move on to the accessories section of the video. And the HDMI cable, which does have 4K. And then we have the controller. And again, I'll show you guys that once we reach the accessories section of the video. And here is, this is the cord for the controller. So you can plug it into the console when it needs to be charged. And that's it for that box. Now we'll move on to the main event. Okay, so here we have the console itself. And if you were to put it horizontally, near your TV, this is how it would look, with the disc slot there in the bottom. And then you got this big glossy reflector right here in the middle. So you get one USB Type-C port here, and then you got another USB port, but this one's Type A. So this is where you would plug in your controller cord. And you also have the power button here and the eject button right here. And then when we rotate it a little bit, you see that this console has some pretty sharp edges on the top and the bottom. And then you also get the PlayStation logo that's carved into the top cover. And then on the bottom corner here, it also says Sony. It's also engraved. And on the back, you have the vents. And then we also have 2 extra USB ports right here. You also get an Ethernet cable port, the HDMI port, and the power cable port. And if you would want to stand the console vertically, this is where you would place the base on this side. And it just says Sony and a bunch of warning stuff on the side. And on the bottom, there's not really anything. Not much going on. And right here, you get the engraved PlayStation symbols, the square, triangle, circle, and X, all along the bottom there, right below the USB ports. And if you would want to stand the console horizontally, then you would stick the base, the circular base, right below those symbols. So the hooks would be on either side of those symbols. So one hook would be right here and the other one would go right here. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but I'm trying to explain it the best I can. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try and put the base on the console and then we'll go from there. Okay, so according to the instructions, if you would want to lay the console horizontally, this is the configuration that you would want your circular base in. But if you want it standing vertically, then you have to rotate these hooks. And you also have to rotate it to access the compartment here, which stores the screw. As you can see here, there's a compartment, and you have to rotate the hooks in order to access it. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Okay, so there it goes, and you just keep rotating until you hear a click. And then you just pull this screw out. And this hole here in the center, that's going to screw into the base and into the console with this screw. And it's going to go on this side, as I said before. So the hooks are going to go in like this. So I can't do it with one hand, but I'll come back and I'll show you guys. That's basically how it's supposed to go. But I'll put a short pause in here and then I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like. I also forgot to mention to you guys the side where you place the base, there's a little cap, as you can see right here. You're supposed to pull that out. And once you put the base on, so it would line up with that hole that goes from the base to the console. And once you have all of that in, you would place this screw in there and just screw it in. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be right back. So there we have it, guys, all assembled. It is now standing vertically just how I want it. That's how I'm going to have it set up for my TV. The one thing I don't really like is the base, because it's made of pure plastic. It just feels really cheap to me. Yeah, not the best. But whatever, you know. As for the console, it's pretty big. It's bigger than the PS4 and bulky too. Alright, so I'll put in a short pause here and we'll take a look at the accessories. Okay, so here we go. This is all it comes with. We'll start off with the cables. I know I showed you guys before, but I'll just show you again. This is the power cord that goes into your wall outlet. And here's the HDMI cable, which is 4K functional. And this is the cord for the controller to plug it into the console, just in case your battery needs charging. And here's the best accessory in the entire packaging, the DualSense controller. So you have the microphone button, which is pretty cool. This is the first time that they've incorporated a microphone into a controller, at least that I've seen. I don't know if the PS4 had one. I don't think so, at least that I'm aware of. And we have the PS button here again. We still have the speaker and the touchpad that the PS4 had. You get the options button right here and the share media button right here. And of course the analog sticks. They have a grip around the ring this time, which is pretty cool. They didn't have this type of grip on the PS4 controller before. And then you still have your bumper buttons on the top here. And we also have the port where the plug for the charger would go. You got a port for some headphones if you want to plug them in there. And that's pretty much it. And the grips on the handles, they feel pretty much the same as the PS4 controller. I don't really feel a big difference. And the handles are pretty much the same length as the PS4 controller as well. And this controller doesn't have the light in the front like the PS4 had. It does have a light that glows around the touchpad, which is pretty cool. So it's like a blue LED. And you also have your standard buttons, the D-pad and the square, triangle, circle, and X buttons. Pretty much the same. They're just in a white color this time. So yeah, pretty cool console overall. I can't wait to try it out. There is a story that goes along with this console, because I got this console from the directplaystation.com website. It is a Sony website. I was researching the website itself because I heard some rumors that it might be a fake, that it might be run by scammers who are just trying to steal your info or money, that they're not a real store, just things like that. But I decided to purchase one from them because I didn't really believe those rumors. And since the PS5 console is pretty much sold out everywhere, yeah, I just decided to just jump on it because there was occasions where they'd be out of stock a lot, even on the direct PlayStation website. So if you're looking for the standard edition, which is the one I got, by that I mean the disc edition with no bundle, that is currently at the publication of this video very rare. You'll be lucky to find one anywhere right now. Right now, all of the stores are just selling the Horizon Forbidden West bundle pack, and that is about $50 more than the solo console. So I decided to buy one from the direct PlayStation website. They didn't have the solo console in stock, so I decided to buy the Forbidden West bundle pack. Now, I don't mean to offend any Horizon fans out there. Those video games, they're just not my thing. I never played the first one, so I didn't really have any interest in playing the second one. But that was the only thing available, so I decided to get it, even though it's $50 more than the solo version. But I decided to get it because it's better than paying scalper prices. So that's what I did, and there was complications ever since I placed my order. I bought it, they sent me the tracking info, and it was going to be sent via FedEx. And when I checked the tracking info, it just said label created and it was never received by FedEx. And it was like that for days and days and days until I finally called them, and they told me that everything looked good on their end and that I should receive it the very next day that I spoke with them. So I waited that extra day and it still didn't show up. I lost my patience and I was beginning to think that maybe they really are scammers. So I asked them for a refund and they kindly gave it to me. They decided to comply with my request. Then I decided to do more research into that website, and I went to PlayStation.com, and they had solo PlayStation 5 consoles available in stock to buy. And I said, oh, well, that's great. Let me pick one up right away. So when I clicked the buy button, it sent me directly back to directplaystation.com. And I said, oh man, they really are a Sony website. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to give them one more chance. I completed my order. I paid for it and everything. And within 2 days, it arrived on my doorstep, which is what you see here. And it arrived today. So in the end, everything worked out for the best. Even though I don't know what happened with the first order. When I talked to the support team, they said that they didn't know what happened to my first order and that they were investigating what happened. So anything could have happened, really. My guess is that someone figured out what was inside the box that was being shipped and they stole it. But regardless, in the end, I'm just happy that I finally got my PS5. Alright guys, so that's another review done and in the bag, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. But until next time guys, I shall catch you all later on the tube. Alright, bye guys.